Welcome all Deeeepio players to the 2024 Deeeepio Awards brought to you by the official Crabinet Media Group. I'm Cyberbagel and I'll be your host for today. We have a ton of cool awards to give out, so stay tuned. First off, I want to thank everyone who participated in voting for the awards. We had over 250 people who voted, which is absolutely crazy. That means we have a bit over 5,000 votes that we had to sort through. Thank you so much for voting. It's only because of you all that these awards can even exist. So without any further ado, let's start.
Had me losing my mind. Said the city is mine. Why you never represent me? Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. Why no right from wrong? 'Cause I wanna make it. I'm $1 million baby. Don't know why you never represent me. Ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. Why no right from wrong? 'Cause I wanna make it.
Alright, so first up we have the Content Awards. So this is probably going to be the most important category for a lot of you. So in this section we'll be honoring the important content creators who have made a difference in the community in 2024 by creating quality content both on YouTube and on Twitch. So first up we have the best commentary video. So this award will be going to the most voted for video that had commentary on the game or its community. It was between SG's famous and extremely well-made analysis on Deepcorder and the absolutely wild scandals that were going on with the trial mod applications back in 2023, a Funky Fighter's Pearl Defense video, and Mr. Swampster's well-edited Catch-A-Lot commentary. Although many initially anticipated SG's video to win because of its sheer magnitude and the topic area, the award actually goes to Mr. Swampster. His video wins by a supermajority with a 57.4% of the vote going to him. Congratulations, Swampster. Next up, we have the best non-Orca montage of 2024. All of the nominated montages were incredibly well edited and had some great clips, but there was one clear winner, who stole the victory with 77 total votes. The winner for the best non-Orca montage is Cat. It should come as no surprise that her Thresher montage took the win, as it was met with incredible reception upon release. Next up, we have the Orca montage category, one of the most crowded categories of content every single year. Each of the Orca montages that was featured was impressive, featuring intricate grabs and clean kills, but only one can win. Although the winner took the lead by 5%, the winner of the best Orca montage is Carnage. Although arguably the most notable thing of 2024 was the release of the Swampy Shores beta. And so, of course, we have to include a category for the best Swampy Shores video. And the winner of this award is Kat with her Arapaima focused montage, winning a second award for content. And now, on to the big awards. First up, we have the best new content creator. There have been several new content creators this year who streamed, made montages, etc., but 4 of them really stood out to us: Vortex, Perza, RingleManz, and iOptimist. And while all of them had exceptional videos, the winner for the best new content creator is RingleManz, beating Vortex by barely over 2%. Next up, we have the Streamer of the Year. Now, there aren't really many options for this, as there are really only a few active Deeeepio streamers. The contest ended up being Perza versus RingleManz. You can watch Per at twitch.tv/Perza, and you can watch Ringle at twitch.tv/RingleManz1. So, the Streamer of the Year is RingleManz, who beat Per by around 15 votes and had 56.8% of the total. And now, finally, for the biggest content award of the year, YouTuber of the Year. Now, the contenders for this were Funky Fighters, Wall, Unnamed Orca, Carnage, and SugarX. Each of these people made very different videos, and they were all amazing in their respective categories, hence why they were selected. Funky is known for his funny commentary, over unique and somewhat poor Deeeepio gameplay. Unnamed Orca and Carnage are known for their top tier Orca montages, while Sugar does general high quality montages of different animals. Wall, on the other hand, is unique in the fact that he's the only major YouTuber in the community who makes Deep.io edits. Each of these YouTubers received a fairly equal amount of votes. It came down to one single vote in the end. Funky Fighters and SugarX were split evenly as the final two, with less than a 1% margin of victory. One singular vote gave the win to SugarX. We look forward to seeing your content again throughout 2025. So now let's move on to the Art Awards. So the game is very driven by its community, and one of the biggest aspects of its community has always been the art scene. All of this game's art is community made, so thank you so much to all of the contributors who have made hundreds of skins, props, pets, emotes, and the like. this game would not be possible without you all. So every year there's always reskins added throughout the batches to improve and redo older art. So right now I'll be sharing with you the results of the best reskin of 2024. This was actually a super majority, with King Creeper's Iron Whale reskin having a 56.5% majority of the votes. Congrats for winning Reskin of the Year. Now, for the best skin this whole year throughout 2024. This is a huge achievement, given how many skins are added throughout the batches each year. Now, this was a very, very close call. The winner had 33.1% of the votes, while the runner-up had 31.3%. The difference came down to just 3 votes in the end. And the winning skin of the year is Thresher, a collab between Fishman and Emmy. Congrats, the award goes to both of you, I guess. And so finally, to honor this year's most special artist goes Artist of the Year. Now, to clarify, this is for someone who uniquely stood out the year, not just the best artist. Otherwise, people like My Hellet, Takoko, and Emmy would win every time. So this time, the nominees for the 2024 Artist of the Year, chosen by the Kravenitz Artistry Guild managers, are Komodo Dragon, Fishman, Spardow, King Creeper, and Egrid. Now, each of these artists are very talented, but there can only be one winner, and the win goes to Komodo Dragon, who took 50 votes and a 39% victory. Now, the map awards. Similarly to the artist, cartographers are the sole reason this game can exist. Without them, we'd be stuck with the ancient maps that never get updated. So, once again, thank you for your contributions. First off, let's start off with the 1v1 map of the year. There were 4 maps in-game for all of 2024, and all the people who voted on the maps seemed pretty evenly divided on which maps were the best, because all 4 had fairly equal votes, but at 30%, one map took the win. Cool Waters 1v1 by Cat. And now for Pearl Defense. For this category, there were also 4 maps to vote on, and the winner of the Pearl Defense map of the year is Paradise Cave by Emmy. And then we have one last category, the Free-For-All and Team Free-For-All maps. These are the game's most played maps, and there are only 2, Emmy's Star T Rain FFA map and Penguin's Pangolin TFFA map, which was put into the TFFA game mode. And the winner, with a 60% majority and nearly 100 votes, is Star T Rain by Emmy. Congratulations, Emmy, for the win on your FFA map. And then finally, Cartographer of the Year, to honor the most skilled and active map makers. They didn't have to get anything into the game to win this award, just to be a specifically good map maker who was active and talented throughout 2024. The winner of the award goes to Emmy again, continuing his large win streak, earning him 3 out of the 4 of the Cartography Awards. Alright, one last category before the big awards. Now, the Forum Post of the Year. The requirements for this were that the post has to have over 30 likes and actually be of pretty high quality, which eliminates pretty much every English forum post aside from those nominated. There were literally only 4 posts that fit the requirements. So first off, we had a diss track written by the user Veracity. Although the post was almost certainly inflated by botting, the comments indicate how influential this post was in, well, to put it bluntly, taking a dump on a mid-player who had an unfortunate ego. We also have a post I made, which was a several-page long essay about the issues with Artistry Guild. Next, we have a speedrun that the user Rishi, who is a longtime forum regular, did. And finally, a very, very in-depth journal entry from an account LARPing as Super Wizard. And for the winner, we have me. Looking back, I shouldn't have nominated myself, because I didn't actually think I'd win. I just wanted to include it to have more options to select from. Feels kind of dirty giving an award to myself, but oh well. For the awards for the place with a combined IQ of 3, the Deep.io subreddit used to be one of the most respected facets of the community, where active artists and concept creators would submit all of their work to be discussed among experienced players. But don't worry, even nearly a decade later we have... Oh, this is something. Okay, so even though now it's filled with some pretty interesting content and has morphed into more so an echo chamber of terrible takes and misinformation, it's had some amazing posts this year. We've got a full-on trailer for a Rivals of Aether Deeeepio concept by 9up, which I can't even begin to explain how incredible it is. We've got a really clean animation by Expunged, and we have a huge art dump by Ligmasusy. All of these posts were absolutely incredible and nearly equal in votes. Despite 112 people having voted on this category, all 3 were within 4 votes of each other, but the win goes to Expunged's animation. Congratulations. And over for the Discord, we have Deepcorder of the Year. We've selected 5 users who are all super active this year and brought new things to the server. So we have Portical, Anomaly, and Felix, who all pioneered art trends in the Mist Art channels, and Spook and Scarlet, who were core members of the conversations throughout this entire year. And the winner for Deepcorder of the Year goes to the well-respected, kind, and talented Spook. And finally, last one before the Player Awards, Retiree of the Year. A lot of relevant people dipped from Deep this year. We lost a lot of players due to a general downward trend in the game. This affected a ton of relevant and high-profile users. We sadly lost many this year, including the nominated Paborski, Monsieur Stuff, and Megamew, who were high-ranking cabinet managers for the Artistry Guild. We will especially miss Megamew, who was such an integral part of this game's leadership and community for so long, and had a special place as the host of this channel as well. We have lost the very cute Fishy, a very long-time map maker and contributor, who was interviewed on this very channel a while ago. And finally, SG, famous among players for his massive role in the most infamous clan ever, GGeasy, and one of the most relevant users probably of all time. As voted by the people, the win goes to SG, with 39% of the votes. Although, here's a note, Monsieur Stuff actually came back and unretired actually, after all the votes were already cast, but he didn't win, so I mean, whatever, SG is still the Retiree of the Year. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the Player Awards, for the very best of the best in each category. The most esteemed, the most prestigious players of 2024. Here goes. Let's start off with the best of different animals. Orca is possibly the most competitive animal out there. With such high skill exhibited by its users, Orca is undoubtedly the most practiced animal of any in the game. But practice all you will, you're still probably nowhere near these guys' levels because we have the best Orcas who are chaining grabs and executing clean pins throughout 2024. Spades, Smoke Tree, Odig, Carnage, Fanta, and Mauve. And the win goes, unsurprisingly, to Carnage. Congrats to Carnage, 2024's Orca of the Year. And now, Giant Squid. Another one of the highest skill-capped animals, GS is pretty frequently practiced as well. When applied properly by a good GS, it's near unbeatable. So, for 2024, we have nominated T-Boom, Whale Shark, The Council, Aspects, and Chadoff. And the GS of the year goes to Whale Shark with a 40% win to leave in the dust South America's legendary GS, Chadoff, who in second place had around 21%. And now, for the undisputed best animal of the game, Colossal Squid, we have 4 nominations, all of which were, ironically, pretty inactive on CS throughout the latter half of 2024, but there really aren't many other good CS mains, so yeah. Nominated are Sugar X, T-Boom, Vortex, and the most iconic CS of all time, Cat. There's really no surprises here. Cat takes 71 votes for a supermajority victory, probably due to her YouTube channel and crazy reputation on the animal. And now for the Specialty Player of the Year. This award will be presented to one user who is really incredible at one specific animal that normally doesn't get much play. Nominated are Jinty for his iconic beaked whale, Goldmask for his #1 ranked Japanese spider crab, Sift for his main, the coconut crab, Nets on Napoleon Wrasse, and Seafood for alligator gar. There was one clear winner this year, which is Jinty. He won about 30% of the total vote. Congratulations, Jinty, on the win. For the finale, we have the Region Awards, to award the best players by region. These aren't just based on contributions and activity, these are for the players who are the best of the best this year. Let's start with the LAS servers. Now, before I state who won, I'd like to point out that there was a flaw with how we, or to be honest, mostly just me, chose the LAS nominees. We are planning on fixing the method on how we chose these instead of just going by word of mouth, so please make some suggestions in the form down below in the description. That aside, the LAS Player of the Year is Blitz. Now, for Oceania servers. Our nominees were Sugar X, Smoke Tree, Emmy, Big Two Top, and Fred. The final score was very narrow between 3 options, but the win for the Oceania Player of the Year goes to Smoke Tree, who just barely takes the victory over Sugar X and Emmy. And for Asia servers, another competitive category, the Asia servers Player of the Year is Sugar X. Yes, she was nominated for both Oceania and Asia due to apparently playing on both, and she won the Asia category by 51%, with other good players being reduced to less than 10% of the votes. And now, on Europe, we have the EU Player of the Year. A very, very contended category with nominees with huge names: Normal Username, Ekdef, Rem, Jinty, Torrent, Wall, and Mauve. With a huge margin of victory, the win goes to arguably the most famous EU player and one of the most famous players in the game as a whole, Ekdeth with 49 votes and a 35% victory. And finally, last and certainly not least, the NA Player of the Year. Now, just a reminder, I know most of you have been waiting for this specifically, since most of the people who view this channel are American and Canadian, but do remember that this isn't just a mark of who is the undisputed best, but rather who players thought was 2024's Player of the Year, whatever that means. So, without further ado, our nominations were Twisted, Cat, Morty, Whaleshark, Aspects, and T-Boom. And the winner of NA Player of the Year is Cat, with 40.5% of the votes, likely in no small part due to her fame from YouTube and status as a player. Thank you so much for everyone for tuning in this year. This video could not have been possible without you all voting, and remember to suggest changes in the Google form in the description of this video, and who knows, maybe you could win one of these for 2025. Keep on playing, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss more updates, and thank you again for voting. All of the winners' accounts across YouTube and Twitch will be linked in the description. I'm your host, Cyberbagel, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching, and fare thee well.